Hello. Larry Gorman, aka the Tall Bandit, is a graduate of Edgewater High School in 1973. Mr. Gorman was a standout in basketball and went on to attend Polk Community College from 1975 to 1977. Mr. Gorman received a basketball scholarship to Cumberland College in Williamsburg, Kentucky, and attended from 1978 to 1981 and majored in physical education. In order to support his family, Mr. Gorman withdrew from college and did not complete his degree. Had Mr. Gorman stayed in school, chances are he would have made the NBA. Sad to say, Mr. Gorman is now serving a life sentence after being put in the double cross, and due to the negligent actions of his attorney, slammed in the crisscross. Gorman became a drug user with a $200 a day habit, and the only way to support such habit was to employ a life of crime. Mr. Gorman is not a rapist. He is a robber. But Mr. Gorman has a sexual conviction attributed to him by an overzealous prosecutor or one with racist tendencies. Mr. Gorman, once captured by police, felt that a weight was lifted from his shoulders. Mr. Gorman wanted to clear the books, so Mr. Gorman stipulated to 6 robberies in a plea deal that would give him a sentence that would not include a life sentence. Why would any man accept a plea deal that carried a life sentence when the crimes charged did not exceed life? Naturally, Mr. Gorman would have taken his chances with a jury trial because the death penalty is not an option for robbery. Once Mr. Gorman stipulated to plead guilty to 6 robbery charges to clear the books, the prosecutor inserted a case that had nothing to do whatsoever with Mr. Gorman. A doctor in Winter Park was robbed in his practice, and the doctor's nurse was forced to perform oral sex on the doctor, after which time the perpetrator had anal and vaginal sex with the nurse. Now, there is no physical evidence to link Mr. Gorman to this crime. No DNA, no photo lineup, no evidence whatsoever. Mr. Gorman is black. The doctor and nurse is white. Why is there no physical evidence from a rape crisis kit? Why didn't Mr. Gorman's lawyer not give diligent representation? Because Mr. Gorman's family did not finish paying the attorney. Mr. Gorman has been incarcerated for 36 years with no hope of freedom. The system has failed Mr. Gorman just as it has failed so many other young black men in America. There will never be justice in this country because the black man is still viewed as 3/5 of a human being by the white injustice system that sits in judgment of not just black men, but all men of color. Until we as a race can find commonplace, social injustice will prevail and true democracy shall fail. We as a race of people are going backwards. When we fail to speak out, we give approval to those who seek to destroy the black race in America. The system has taken the place of the Klan to annihilate the black man. This country made millions on the backs of slaves, and the penal system is still making millions on the backs of the blacks that crowd our penal institutions throughout America. Mr. Gorman went from being a perpetrator to being a victim of the system. True, he committed crimes against society, but a rapist, Mr. Gorman is not. Not only is justice blind, so is the black race. If we continue to fail to stand up for something, we will continue to fall for anything. Mr. Gorman needs your support. Every human being deserves a second chance in life. Please take off the blinders and see the injustice. The next victim just might be you. Mr. Gorman's only hope is commutation of sentence by the governor. Reach out to Governor Rick Scott and ask him to commute Larry Gorman's sentence. It's the right thing to do. Larry Gorman, serving time at Sumter Correctional Institution in Bushnell, Florida, thanks you so very much for your support. Keep him in your prayers, and may God continue to bless you, and may God bring justice to the black man in America and heal the division that is in our land. Thank you very much.